Okay, good morning, everyone. Before we start, we have a disclosure. Please be aware of risk in the future trading. Before we start, if this is the first time you've been here, uh, we're not collecting any information on any trader, and we're just helping here, and we're trying to put spot on the market, see what's going on in the market. Plus, we are sharing our signal, and then um, if you want to follow those signals, you follow it on your own risk. We're not getting paid either here, so it's only given back to the traders, and we're not expecting anything back. So please, if you want to follow any of those trades, you're very welcome on a sim. I strongly advise you to stay on a sim if you're not a consistent trader until you get the hang of it. But however, if you want to follow those signals we are sharing to the public, again, it is at your own risk, and we are not responsible for any action on your trading. So please, you are at your own with that. For the one that have been here the first time, this is an automated trading with a full automated or ATM or ATM strategy. It's the same entry, but the signal you can control the auto trade in a different way, but it's the same entry. For the ones trying to follow the market analyzer, the one is connected with the automated trading. If we look at the left upper panel here, you can see the ES tell you which direction sell, tell you safe entry. The safe entry is based on the pullback re-entry. As you see right now here, there is safe entry. This is the pullback re-entry. But on a new signal, you will have an entry price. As an example, we hit the target on the ES. We are already hit the 26 ticks. It was a very strong opening. The entry was 27.2350. The target was 17.25, 26 ticks. Another example, NASDAQ, the entry was 69.87, and the target was 70.11, and we nailed 35 ticks on that one. And also there is a sound for every different signal. So it's a little bit stressful when I'm trying to explain everything and trying to keep my eye on many things at the same time, plus chatting with our private traders. On the right, team viewer, on the right market analyzer, we have the Forex. Behind the we try to cover the Forex, but behind the chart here, we simplify the Forex chart. And if we have time, we'll try to also cover the future, the Forex chart. Those blue chart here, the one you see, those three right there, they are on the swing trading. And the one here on the control panel, I'm keeping my eye on the swing trading entry. At the moment today, we have the 30-year Treasury bond and the gold and the CL. They are extremely moving very nice. A lot of a chop on an ES, NASDAQ and Dow Jones. There is extreme chop. Excuse me. If you notice, I have been covering that for the last few videos. I want to show you something why we have a chop on the ES and NASDAQ and Dow Jones. If we are looking at the market analyzer, they are not in sequence. If you remember, or if you've been here before, or this is your first time, I don't like it when the ES is on the short side and the NASDAQ the opposite direction and the YM is the opposite direction. So we have the ES and the YM going on the sell signal, where the NASDAQ is not unusual, the NASDAQ taking off by itself. It is not unusual, especially for the last few years. But I like it to be in sequence because that can cause volatility in the market. Then on top of that, I like to have to see the 30-year Treasury bond. I like to keep my eye on the 30-year Treasury bond because I want to see it is going the other direction. And it is very important in your trading. Is irrelevant the numbers, but when the market is not sequenced, it's not sell, sell, sell. That means you are in trouble, whether you are automated trading or you are manual trading, because God knows what's going on. Sometimes we don't know what's happening among those guys, the market mover. So as an example, right now we have the Russell turn off, hit that's very good run and a close position. And the same time, while we are trying to cover the uh, swing trading and the signal entry, I will try, when I see a trade, I will try to show you for a manual trading. I'll try to also notify you if I am taking anything or overriding anything. As an example, you see the CL is on a short trade on the automated swing trading, and I'm taking right now the opposite direction on the CL. This is a manual. This one here, the blue one, it is automated. So please do not get confused. But of course, I will be guiding you on those and letting you know if I see something very nice. I'll let you know. If you're trading more than one contract, be careful today. As long as this market not going in sequence, try to be a little bit more conservative with your trading, and try not to over trade yourself, because as long as this Nasdaq is the opposite direction, which we will within a few minutes having a new signal on the Nasdaq, because it's going to follow the ES and the YM, and that it is very good. And then once we have the new signal, then we will go ahead and I'll alarm you about it. And the system itself, whether you are automated or manual, will tell you we are going in that direction or on that direction, and tells you the target. It tells you the entry. It tells you the trend stop. And everything, so you don't have to do any calculation on that. Well, for now, we okay. This is okay. For now, we have the 30-year Treasury bond is finished, so we're gonna get it out of the way. And for the ones are the gold trader, actually there is a lot of moves on the gold, and we'll go ahead and take the 1-minute gold and replace the 30-year Treasury bond. The 1 minute, I'm a kind of guy, I like the 1 minute, so we're gonna go ahead and keep the gold on that. Okay, let's see. We need to look at the YM. Just to get an idea what's going on with the YM. On the YM, we have an entry at 46.65, target 45.24, and we have, based on one contract, 184 takes. So let's go ahead and look at the YM. The way it is going usually, let me try to be, I'm trying to think if I need to give you the entry on the YM or just sit on the side with it. So I'm going to sit on the side with it for now, and then we can decide later on that one. Also, let me see. So we're gonna go ahead and try to explain what's going on the charts right now. There is a lot of selling on the ES, and if you would like I mean, this is a really, I don't like it when it's below the target, but if you trying to take a trade here, it is short, without a doubt. It is short, but now we are coming in this point where between those two yellow lines, the market is about to reverse. So I'm very cautious about calling that trade right now. So let it drop. I prefer for it to drop a few more ticks, and then we can take that trade on the way up, because it's been overburned with oversold with this one here on the ES. So I'm not very happy about calling the ES and the YM. The Nasdaq, you should not be touching it because it's going the other direction. So do not touch the Nasdaq at the moment. But for the YM and for the ES, there is a potential short, but I'm not going to be calling that trade because we are at the moment a very, very critical area. So the risk is very high. I'm trying to be conservative in here. So maybe I'm going to be passing on calling that trade. At the moment, we have 43 ticks on the ES. Nasdaq, stay away right now from the Nasdaq. It's not lining up right. 170 ticks on the YM. Russell 46. Actually, we have a Russell. Anyway, DAX, we're gonna pass on the DAX. CL just got a new signal. Gold 13 ticks on the new signal, and 72 ticks on the 6E, and 30-year Treasury bond 18 ticks. So that's why I didn't want to call that trade for you here, because if you've been watching those videos, or if you've been following me day in and a day out, once we get to those yellow lines, they are very dangerous. Technically, if you want to, you can take a short trade, but there is a high risk. So I didn't want you to dive in it, and there we go. It paid off itself, and I can see right now the ES is now start kicking back. So we're gonna stay on the side calling any trade. We'll keep looking on the auto trade, giving us a new signal, and then we will take it from there. If you are thinking, or if you are on an ES trade somewhere, you better be thinking about closing position. Actually, on those here, they are running by the fully automated trade, fully swing trading. So I'm not going to be touching them, but I can be overriding the signals and the manual trades on the other side of this chart. If we look at the Forex, we have a lot of targets hit. We have a total in pips, 315 pips. Right now, total in ticks based on one contract, 413 ticks based on one contract, and base is on 1 minute chart. 1 minute chart and one contract. So one of the things is the reason I'm passing on the DAX. Maybe some of you, it is very expensive for you. That's very fine, which I like the DAX, because if the DAX is moving, what you can make in 1 day on the DAX on a good day, it takes you 1 week or 10 days to make the same amount of money on the ES. However, for the guys do not have enough bread in the account, it will be another solution. Staying going 2 contracts on the ES and 2 contracts or CL. Why you want to do that? It is a cheaper way to go on hedge the market, which is the most success is hedging the market. And if we go on an ES1 contract and NASDAQ 1 contract and YM 1 contract, and if one of them did not go right, then the other 2 can cover. This is a safe approach. It's much better than for a guy over-merging himself, over-trading, going with the CL because he thinks he can make more money. And then we all going to have a bad day. And then on a bad day, it's going to be if you have between $3,000 and $5,000 trade in the CL, he's gonna be down, and this is not pleasant. But it still is, I find, a much cheaper approach if we hedge in the market, following the signal. You can take one contract on the Nasdaq and one contract on the YM, and they are $5 a take. So if one of them fell, you do not burn out your account. If you are comfortable with your trade, then you take one contract ES, one contract Nasdaq, and one contract YM. And believe me or not, you can do better than go ahead and dance with a gorilla like a CL or the DEX. As an example, from the entry price, we have $375 on the entry signal based on one contract on the ES. And then we have the YM that it's been running the YM all day long, 770, and the Nasdaq is just simply south. It's only just $100 on it, and it is simply just south on the Nasdaq because it's not synchronizing. There is something wrong in here. So nothing wrong as a software, but when there is a play in the market, you can see it immediately when those three are not synchronized. I'm going to take the 30-year Treasury bond up, and we can see this is a play, and I don't like it. I like to see the Nasdaq to the downside going together with the ES and the YM. So to play it safe, you can go one contract ES, Nasdaq, and a down zones. What is nice about that? We're trying to find anything we can take. Right now, there is nothing. Okay. So what is nice about it? If this Nasdaq didn't make it, or this ES did not make it, then the other two can cover for you. And once those two cover for you, it will be much easier to, even if you are automated trading, this is one of the biggest problem with automated trading. Traders, they want it to be day and night on the automated trading. You cannot do that. Try to run that auto trade around 8:30, 9, or 9:30. You need to do your own calculation from your own local area, and once you hit those targets, whether it's 200 or 300 or 500, you should be stopping and try not to poke the market one more time, because you have to think about it. You are sitting on a gambling table, and believe me or not, you're not going to be winning every time. So this is a problem among the automated trading, that they wanted the auto trade to run all day long, and that is not going to happen, not unless if you have 13 IT guys sitting in the other room adjusting the auto trade for you. The reason is a lot of traders do not understand when the market's open, there is some movement, and then sometimes it dies around lunch, or sometimes the market gets stuck in those channels, and there is no direction, like what we did last time on the video when we went live. At the beginning, the market was stuck, and when the market broke out, we took care of it. So the market comes in a lot of phases during the trading hours or on the Globex. So simply cannot sit ensuring or aiming at it constantly, because you are going to lose. Any kind of automated trading, you want to keep it live 24/7. You're going to wind up the rest of the day short. If you are running 20 charts, maybe you're going to be lucky. Out of a 20 chart, you will have 1 or 2 charts that will be making money all day long. Fair enough. What about tomorrow? Which chart you need to run? So that idea, guys, this is the worst problem. And another thing is with the automated trading, a guy have $4,000 or $5,000. He want to control the whole market. He want to trade the CL, ES. I mean, he wanted to go everywhere with this 5,000. And the reality, the 5,000 is nothing in the trading future trade is nothing. it is enough for you to stay a few weeks alive. That's it. And a lack of experience, and they wanted to auto trade, and then they are expecting to make $4,000 or $5,000 on every day, or making 300% every day. This is a wrong thinking. You have to think about it. If your capital is around $3,000 or $5,000, you have to be civilized about it. Your target should be $200, $300, $400, $500 if you are if you know what you're doing. But then you need to stop once we hit it, and always try in any kind of auto trade. Do not mess with it. If you cannot make your money between 8 or 9 till 12 o'clock, yes, there is another run 2 hours before the market close. I'm not going to argue about it. But if this market not moving today, then it's not going to be moving. Yesterday, I had a gentleman I was sharing my screen with, and we were talking about everything. And then one thing caught my attention when I was talking to him. I was sharing my screen with. I have 3 different kind of automated system on. And I noticed one thing yesterday on the last couple of hours, on all 4 systems, the NASDAQ was not making money. I mean, it was the opposite direction, reversal, trading with the trend. I'm testing something new. All of them, all 4 different systems did not make money on the NASDAQ yesterday. And that gentleman was with me there. And I said, caught my eye, not even one system was making money on the NASDAQ. Now you might gonna go ahead and one of the chart gonna sneak out and make money, but in the whole total picture, yesterday the NASDAQ on the last couple of hours, it was a disaster. And actually, it's not just disaster. It gave up all the winning has happened on the first 3-4 hours. So if you on the ES, or if you are trying to automate and you made 200 or 300 or whatever this number you are dealing with, when you're trying to reload, let me take a simple chart. This is a CL 8 range. Okay, we took one trade and I got to 1600. This is something, it is very important. We have one trader is using the same auto trade. We have one trader is using the same auto trade and is using the same setting and is using the same time frame. One guy started early this morning. He walked away with one trade, 1600. Fair enough. Here is Mike or Tom. Came in at 9:30, started right there. I guarantee you he's down a couple of 300. Why? Because this market right now on the CL, we have some very nice move. The auto trade, when you have a move, you're going to make money without a doubt. But when the market gets stuck, like here, how are you going to be making money? So you have one guy started in a different time, can make money. Another guy can come later on and do not make money on the same time frame, the same setting, and the same auto trade. The reason is, for this guy here, if he's getting excited and he's going to go for another run, probability right now, because now after the fact, we can see what happened. The probability right now, if he's still, what it takes to reload the chart and reactivate the auto trade, it takes a split second. And you go right click, reload, and then you say yes. Once you say yes, you reactivate your auto trade immediately and start all over again. On all our auto trades, our targets is $500. Now, if this market is a chop and finish at 500, fair enough. But if this market is trending, the auto trade is going to stay on that trade until this market close. The trend is over. So that's why you see sometimes a trade. Let me try to find $400 or $500 trade. Okay, there we go. This one here is the same thing. It's $500 the target, and it made 584. The reason is the way we did it. It has to be minimum. So what I'm trying to say, when you are activating your auto trade ES 250 or 300, if the market is trending, it's not stopping at 300. But if this market is choppy or there is a lot of trouble, then it will be better off for us to walk away with a couple of $300 than to stay on that trade. So the whole idea is, if this market is trending, you're not going to be missing out if you are auto trading. Now I'm trying to find one trade out of this puzzle. Just a second, please. Well, it's a very small. There we go. So if we notice, the market came in, pulled back, our target 500, we close 500. It's over. Did I reload it? No, I did not reload it. It's over. This is your luck for today. Live with it. One day you will have 500. One day you might have different numbers. I cannot say every day it will be 500. I cannot say every day it will be 1600. I cannot say tomorrow it could be the 8 range is only 500. I have no clue. But when the market is trending, we are catching. Anytime this market is trending, our auto trades makes money. When the market gets stuck in the channel, neither manual or automated trading worldwide, they are able to make money, because where are you going to get the takes? And this is the hardest part to let the trader understand. When the market is flat, where do you want me to get you your takes from? You are only renting the CL, you're only renting the ES, you have no inventory. Where do you want me to move the market for you from? Because you have an auto trade, so everybody have to move over for you. If this market is a flat, the guy sitting next to you trading manually is not doing no better than you are. So this is the problem with the automated trading. This is, you have to understand, whatever you get every day, this is what it is. If this market is moving, we are not gonna let it slide. We're gonna nail that trades, and we're gonna stay on it until we are getting the last tick out of that trade. If this market is not trending, maybe that's why you have to have a limitation. If this market, when you're starting any kind of auto trade, whether it's ours or somebody else, if you start around 8:30 or 9 or 9:30 a.m., by 10, 11 o'clock, if your auto trade going in a circle, you need to call it off for today. And here's the problem. When I said that to one of my clients last week, he said, "What's wrong with your auto trade then?" And he still cannot recognize, if this market is not moving, your trading is not, whether you are a manual or automated, you cannot get money out of you cannot get hair out of a bald-headed man. How you want to get money? So if this market is moving, we get the entry, perfect entry. But if this market, you notice, you need to keep looking at your auto trade. If you see your auto trade is struggling, maybe you need to call it off for today. As an example, we don't want to show only the winning trades. I want to show also the bad trades, so you will understand what's going on. Here is a 1 minute chart, ES. At the moment, there is no movement. I see this one is struggling. Should I keep running this auto trade all day long, and I can see there is no movement right now? One thing you can do, pause it. Do something. Go get yourself a coffee. Get out of your desk a little bit. Go get fresh air. Let it sit for a while, for another 10 minutes, and then come back. And then now, when you pause it, It's not going to take any more trade. It's going to stay moving, but it's not going to be taking any more trade. Now, if we notice here, it says post. So it's not going to be taking any more trade. And then after 10, 15 minutes, you come back. You see now we start getting movement. You just will click one time and let it. But what I'm looking at the moment, the ES 1 minute is struggling. The higher time frame you have, the less noises you have. The bigger time frame, the less noises, but is the bigger stop loss. So there is a price for everything. So if you are trading the 1 minute, there is a lot of noises, but your auto trade can close on a smaller stop loss. If you are taking the 3 minutes, is a bigger stop loss and is cleaning the noises in the market. So let me try to find something institutional time. This is an example. That's okay. We'll take this one here. YM 1 minute. The YM took the first trade at 9:14. This is a reasonable time. Target 500. When the market pulled back, the auto trade closed it because there is on the swing trader, there is no trailing stop. Once the trend is over, the trend is over. The reason we took the trailing stop out for that reason, if this market is moving, we are chasing it. We don't want a dummy trailing stop because a dummy trailing stop is going to make trouble for you. You're not going to get 600. You're not going to get 1,600 on one trade. You will be in and out of the trade 100, 150 average on a dummy trailing stop. We don't want that. If we are catching a trend, we want to stay on that trend until the party is over. So if we are using a dummy trailing stop, you will be out on the first pullback right there. This is an example. You will be out with the dummy trailing stop right there. How much you got out of it? 50, 60 bucks? And here is the hardest part where a lot of traders do not understand. The more you trade, the more risk you have in your hand. The more you expose yourself online. It's like exactly you're sitting on a poker table, putting your chips, your money on the table against somebody else. The idea about trading or automated trading, not to be exposed yourself or to your account constantly to the market because you're going to be hit. You have to think about it. You are sitting on a gambling table and you cannot be winning on every shovel and trying to get. So the reason we took the trailing stop on the swing trading, because 75% they have no knowledge about trading. They don't know how to optimize and they don't know how to set up the trailing stop. The trailing stop, it is one of the most effective in your automated trading because if you do it too tight, you will be getting out on the first pullback. And if it's too big, your trailing stop, then you're gonna be stop loss. Your stop loss is gonna be huge. So you need to find a balance between staying on the trend. Any kind of auto trade has to have balance. You cannot tighten the knot too much because it works against you, and you cannot take the loose the nuts because then it's gonna hurt you on the other direction. So when the trend is taken and the minimum trade is, the minimum target is 500, this is an advantage for when the market is moving and we have a target, whether it's a $300 target or a $500 target. On that trading, you're gonna get the same amount, 1,600. If you put your auto trade on 250 or on 500, if this market is trending, you will come out the same number, 1600. But let's say if this market is struggling and you have your daily target around 250, 400, whatever, on the first pullback, if this market's struggling, it's gonna close down and you're not gonna be getting any trade. One of the things is the management on the auto trade is not to just click and look at the number. It is very important to understand how, why, and why I made money on the CL, why I lost money on the NASDAQ. It is very important to not to just looking at the number, to see why we are making. So this is an example. So if on the YM, based on a $5 a tick, whether your daily target 250 or 300 or 500, you're still gonna get the same amount, 680. You're not gonna get any more, not unless if you wanted to go ahead, right click, and reset it again, and say restart from the beginning. Now we are telling the auto trade to go one more time on a poker table. So now we are back on the poker table. We are exposing ourselves. We made $680 on that trade. Fair enough. Now on the second round, you could be walking away with $1,000, or you can be in the hole $1,000. And this is not something wrong with the auto trade. It's something wrong with there is a very fine line between gambling and trading, conservative trading, aggressive trader. If you can make $600 on the YM on one trade, how much it costs you to go to this market? $500? You got almost 100%. So when you are trying to reload this chart and trying to take a trade, this means you are the guy is looking for trouble. So this is the future trading. It is a high risk, and you have to understand that there is a risk and there is a limitation what we can do. I'm sorry, I didn't want to teach and bother you with teaching about automated trading. We got distracted from the trade. We'll go back to reality here and trying to see if we can find any trades for you on this one here. Let me see if we can find anything. At the moment, there is no manual trades. It's only automated trading. So we're going to wait. This is also, let me show you. This one here right now is in this trade. This one yesterday, this is if you don't know, the 15 minutes is an institutional time frame, whether you're on NinjaTrader or on any different type of platform. 15 minutes is the institutional chart, whether you are a TradeStation, Ninja, or some kind of private. If you look at the strategy, what is the target on it? 500. So this one here is $500 on the target. So this is not bad at all. If you why the high time frame? The high time frame can clean a lot of noise in the market. So if we take a smaller time frame, you will see the DAX going back and forth all the time. On a higher time frame, all this back and forth is in a way is cleared out. So this is where you need to think which direction you wanted to adopt to your trade. So this one here is a $500, and with today's luck, it's been running all day long. So we will cover as much as we can on those here. The same thing, we give an example on the 1 minute and the 3 minute ES. And you can see the ES 1 minute was struggling, and then the 3 minutes was doing very fine. Trying to see if there's anything worth calling for you. At the moment, the market is very mixed. I'm not calling any trades. So let's look what happened in here on the ES. There is no entry right now, so I cannot find any trade for you right now. On the ES, we had a sell entry. The system told you 27.2350, target 27.15, already nailed 44 ticks. This is a very simple. The entry and the safe entry now, they are on the same number, 23.50. Your trailing stop is a floor in Fibs. This is where you're resistant. And this is a very good example. You can see how the ES getting stuck between the resistance and support. Once we hit the target, there is not much to do. So now we hit the target over half an hour ago, and there is nothing has done to this market. Nothing. Little bar down and a little bar up. So also it is very nice once you see the market hit the target. Maybe it is nice to say, okay, I'm going to stay a little bit back and see what this market is going to happen. I mean, we don't need you to learn price action to sit for many years, but at least trying to look at the chart to see where's the problem, why your auto trade is not making money, why your manual trading is not taking off. Okay, we're getting stuck in here. And on that system here, we simplify that. Once you see those two lines, do not take any more trades to the short side, because now your trade is going to be much higher risk. You're going to go 8 out of 10 risk. So we don't want to risk it anymore. And if we look at the ES right now, it came in below those two yellow lines 1 time, 2 times, and 3 times. Nothing has happened. Could be the seller can push it 1 bar down and 1 bar up, but this is irrelevant. This is noises. So should I go take a short trade here right now? No. If I'm not in that trade, I'm out of it. I will wait till the new signal come out, and then I will take a long signal. And that's exactly, I can see a lot of short entries, but I am not taking, or I'm not calling any short entry right now because there is a high risk. So I'm waiting on this market turn around. When the market going long, I will go ahead and take call a long trade. I don't want to call a short trade. If you want it to be aggressive, I can call a short trade for you, but I don't want to do that. So let's stay on the side and see. Once we have a new signal, we will take the long trade, because on the short trade, there is no more short trades. And I don't like the way this NASDAQ stay in the opposite direction of the ES and the YM and the 30-year Treasury bond. They are not in sequence. We still have the NASDAQ is on the other direction. I do not like that. And I like to see all of them in sequence. Also, for if there's any of our members out there, if you want to try to activate scalping, automated trading, or you want to take a manual trading, or you want to copy signal entry from the platform you have, the first things you need to do in the morning, if you don't know how to read the market, don't bother. If this ES, NASDAQ, and Dow Jones, they're not in one direction, take a break, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, come back. Do not activate any kind of auto trade, not unless if you see those 3 in sequence. I hope right now everything is going to change within a few minutes. Once you see those 3 ES, NASDAQ, Dow Jones, they are on the same direction, and the 30-year Treasury bond on the opposite direction, you can see your trade start flying. You can see whether you are manual trading or automated trading. I don't want to teach price action. I wouldn't dare asking a trader to sit a couple of years to learn, because this is wrong. We tried that many years sitting in the room for free, trying to teach everybody, and we got slapped over it. So it didn't work. The reason is we hear a lot that you need to go by the rules. The market don't care about your rules and my rules. Now I have one rules. Tomorrow I have a different rules when it comes into manual trading. On the automated trading, yes, there is a rules. There is one and one is two, But when you are a manual trading, I can see the system here. Once it hit the target, the auto trade says no more trade. Manually, I can see there is a potential few more ticks to the downside as a manual trading. As an automated trading, the rules is there is no more trade after you. So the auto trade have the rules. A human do not have rules, because the rules here apply once you hit the target is finished. This is the rules. But I can see there is a potential entry, short entry right here, right now, but I'm not going to be taking that trade. So this is the difference between rules. Um, so can I break my own rules? I can overwrite the auto trade if you want to do it manually. Yes. So there is nothing solid in there. Go by the rules. So just if you don't know how to read the market, stay on a standby until this market go in sequence. Either all of them down, ES, NASDAQ, Dow Jones, or all of them up. And the 30-year treasury bond has to be in a different direction. That can give you green light to auto trade or trade. So what we are doing now, we hit the targets, and now we are waiting on a new signal. The auto trade, once it hits the target, is not going to be taking any trade. This is also, it is really nice. I like this one. There is a difference if we are taking a normal automated trade. This is a YM based on the 3 minutes. This is a normal automated trading. He's going to keep trading left and up and down until he hits his target. Non-stop. Short, long, long, short until he can hit the target. Or in both of direction. Either stops at certain losses or stop at certain winning. That's fine. On this system here, it gives you one short entry all the way to the target. And once it hit the target, it's not going to take any more trade until we have a long signal. So all this, we have hit the target half an hour ago. So the automated trade, we hit the target right there from 10:08, 10:06. And from 10:06 until now, there is no trade. So the auto trade is not taken. So what we are doing now, we are waiting on a new signal long. So this one here, take one short trade, and it's going to stay on that short trade until the direction change or until the target hit. Either or either. So this is why I like that way. This is will keep you away from the chop market. I'm going to be taking a 5 minutes break, and I'll be right back. Thank you. Okay, guys, we have a new signal, a short signal on the NASDAQ. You can see the number 6968.50. Target, I'll put it for you. The target on the NASDAQ 69.42. So now we have all three in the same direction. This is very nice. Now we are in the right track. Okay, the gold hit 1 minute, finished. We'll move it. We'll take those three. And the YM. A lot of sell. So the target is 69.42 on this new call. $69.42. You have to be very quick with it. If you see some ticks, do not hold on too much on it. We dive into those yellow line. No, this is, let's see the NASDAQ. Okay. The sell entry is right in here. The target, 69.38. This is a very high risk because those two yellow line, so be careful with it. Okay, I'll be right back. We have a reversal. That's mean a reversal. This one is not a repaint reversal. You got to be careful on the reversal. If we want to look at everywhere, when you see the reversal, as an example in ES, whether you are on NinjaTrader 7 or you are on NinjaTrader 8, the reversal do not repaint. Even on NinjaTrader 7 does not repaint the reversal. What is nice about it, I have covered it on the last video. We have on NinjaTrader 7, we have not done it on NinjaTrader 8. You have the daily target before 12 o'clock. Those are institutional numbers. And we finally hit the target. And I said that on the last video. Those are hidden between 11 and 12 o'clock. And excuse me, right now we are right at 11. What it is on those one here, once we hit the third target, which mark it on your chart, 2706 is a profit taken. It's a profit taken. It's not a projection. It's a profit taken at 2706. Those are nobody have them. Those are institutional number. Nobody have them. No one have them. And many years ago, I didn't go public with it, and I made sure that those they cannot be broken. And then I made it public to our traders. Those numbers here, those are the magic numbers, and still available on NinjaTrader 7. We have not got into it to NinjaTrader 8. We're having different problems with NT8. As an example, today my NT8 would not start for some reason. I had to reinstall it one more time. So NinjaTrader 7 has been around for many years, so it's a much more stable charts. And for me, I still like NinjaTrader 7. I love NinjaTrader 8, don't get me wrong, but it is a new platform. It is a new platform, and I still, we have tons and tons of indicators and automated trading on NT7. I just cannot let it go. We have like what, over 14 automated trade on an NT7. I just simply cannot let it go that easy. Many years of development. So we have the reversal on the ES and NASDAQ. We are on those two yellow lines. If you notice on those yellow lines we told you about, those are, this area is no longer, even if you see short trade, is no longer acceptable. Wait, and then we get long trade, and then I hope we can call a long trade before the session is over. And again, today, this is the second day on the road. Look on the NASDAQ, you have to see the good things and the bad things. On the NASDAQ, the signal did not go through, did not make money. And on the NASDAQ entry, we are down 11 ticks, and we are on the 6E. Is going right direction, but the NASDAQ is not going in the right direction. If we notice on the NASDAQ, we have look where is the entry. That's why we caught it. This is the entry. Got a few ticks to the really dangerous zone here. Those two yellow lines we talked about, and then kick right back. So if we notice NASDAQ, ES, and Dow Jones, once it hit those between those two yellow lines, it's not acceptable to take a short trade. Even if you are an automated trading and you see those, it takes you 1 second to go ahead and click and say, you know what, I'm done with it. You know, I'm happy with it. I'm done with it. You close it. It takes 1 second to close position, guys. Take 1 second to close position. Let's see the situation on the CL. This is the CL. We had a buy entry on the CL at 67.26, 67.71, 31, 39 ticks, 31. It hit the target, and there is much more potential on it. If you are on a CL trading, I'll wait till we have a resistance line at 67.85. 67.85. If we break it, we are going right between those two yellow lines. So if you are automated trading, we don't need to do any price action. I know now where is those level. Stand close in the auto trade here. It is around the auto trade is gonna close itself, but now I know where is the limitation on this CL. Anything above the 683.13, I will be closing that manually automated trading because there is a lot of buyers. It's blinking. There is a lot of buyer. We have a resistance 67.87. Look at this. Took a corner right in line. Closed. Okay. Closed. It's finished. It's closed by itself. I was about to close it, but it closed by itself. So this is not bad. Closed by itself. So if you are still on a long trade on the CL, then be careful with anything above the 68.13 close trade. I cannot find anything to trade right now. Guys, I'm trying to get you a secure trade, and I cannot find anything. I apologize. Manual trading, I cannot find anything. NASDAQ is down 120. It's down. So here is the situation. If you are on a one trade ES, NASDAQ, NYM, you went down on a NASDAQ, but you still have the ES and the NASDAQ did very well. So it become irrelevant if you didn't make money on the NASDAQ. So this is really nice. And if you notice now, when the market is in sequence, the market start really doing some movement, and this is really nice. I'm waiting on a long trade, so we can call a long trade. I don't want to call short trade, so I'm waiting on a new signal coming out. A lot of buyers on the CL. You see what is the resistance line on the CL? 67.8. Okay, we're about to break it. Very fine. Once it gets around the 68.25, anything above 68.13, you need to close position, whatever you are doing. This is a resistance level. We're about to have new signals on all of them. You see where it's heading? So by looking at those two yellow lines, let me find another CL. Once you get above the 68.13, or we don't need to be understanding. I mean, the auto trade will close itself, but I can see we are coming to struggling here between the target and those two yellow lines. Those are very important, and seems like the market is turning around. There we go. You can go to this button here, close position. We closed it. We have one losing trade, so we closed it. It take 1 second to close position. It seems like it's going to struggle between the target and the yellow line. So how much you going to get more? Another 7 ticks? Forget it. Protect your profit and walk away from the computer. You're done for today. So whether you are on a 300 or 500, once you hit the target, walk away from the computer and get it over with. Don't mess with it anymore. So right now, what time is it? 11:07. I'm trying to find some kind of entry, but I cannot find anything right now on the CL, on the ES, NASDAQ, Dow Jones. I'm sorry, guys. I cannot find anything right now on those trades. I needed to be a little bit more conservative. I don't want any aggressive trading. So there is nothing I can find right now I can chew on. There is nothing. Especially the NASDAQ is not going the right direction, so I don't want it. And ES, I don't want to scalp the ES. We're looking for a nice trade. Let me show you something on the NT8, on the CL. We have a double reversal right there. And this is our daily target. The one I talked to you is on NinjaTrader 7. We have not put it on NinjaTrader 8. We have the same resistance line as 68.14, but our daily target before 12 o'clock should be 68.56 and 68.76, and the last target 69.10. So those numbers, you have to be careful with them. If this market keep climbing to those numbers, those are your profit taking position: 69.12, 68.78, and 68.56. Please mark them on your chart. Those are very important number. Let me try to find anything on the ES. The ES, we already hit the target. So there is before 12 o'clock profit taken from the target. So there is nothing actually we can do with the ES. It's finished. The ES at the moment, there is nothing we can do on the ES. Nothing. Okay. This is a part of the trading that sometimes you need to sit on the side for manual trading. There is nothing I can call for you is worth anything. So you have to look at it this way. You can imagine how many traders that try to dive into trade and went the other direction. So sometimes it's much better to just sit on the side. And when you don't see any opening doors, just sit on the side and don't do anything about it. It's going to go back to retest those numbers on the CL. We have the yellow line 69.13. Okay. You see where the CL stops? We need to break this line. Right there to the tick 68.13. So when we close this auto trade, what we missed nothing out of it. Just staying out of trouble. And took a dive again. Not much to do. Somebody asked me yesterday why I like the DEX. It's not unusual to see there is a lot of trades on the DEX hit 5,000, 9,000. And but how many times you see ES hitting 5,000 and 6,000 and 8,000? This is not unusual for the DEX. If you are in the right direction today or something, and it can make you really happy. But how many times you can see ES making 8, 9,000 on one trade? Will never happen on the ES, maybe once in your lifetime. But it's not unusual to see that on the DAX. That's why the DAX is more expensive. It's more risky business. It's very fast. You have to be very light with your hand. And but how many times are you gonna see an ES nailing $9,000 in one trade? Where on the DAX, it's not unusual to see that once or twice a week. It's not unusual at all. And plenty times you see the DAX hitting 9, 10,000. Also, I have seen the DAX hitting 9, 10,000 on one trade. But then if you're going to keep poking with it, you could be also a potential to lose it all. So also, once this trade is over, if you, let's say you're taking a trade on the DAX, once this trade is over, you need to very slowly close your computer and run, because you will not have temptation to start taking any more trade or get more aggressive. So those are the best hour trades for today. The DAX, ES, YM, and this is something else, really. And the Nasdaq is, if we notice on the Nasdaq, is still, we are down 24, 26 ticks on the Nasdaq. So there is nothing we can do about it. Once think, oh, okay, it hit 10,000. I was wondering if it's gonna hit 10,000. It hit 10,000 on the DAX. Right now on the market analyzer, we have 742 ticks. We are down 22 ticks on the Nasdaq, and then flat on the gold. A new signal 6E, only 4 ticks. So the best runners we have beside the DAX, based on the entry, actually we have the Russell. This is your Russell. And for ES 8 range is almost the same direction. as the 3 minutes, the 8 range. Also, this one have $500 target, the 8 range. And on the 8 range and the 1 minute, 3 minutes, they're almost it's almost the same. The entry on the ES on the 8 range was 27.18.75, and on the 3 minutes is 27.19. But if you notice, this is on the range is a bit smoother. No, it's the same between 8 range and 3 minutes. And also you will find the 150 ticks with the 1 minute is almost the same chart movement. So the 150 ticks and the 1 minute, they're almost the same. And the 8 range, the 3 minutes, almost the same direction they take based on the swing trading. We've been on the same directions since 10 o'clock, and if we notice, we have not got any long signals. And the problem is I cannot call any short trades because it's too late to take anything once we hit the target. And between the two yellow lines here, I don't want to mess with it anymore. But we've been all morning short. So whoever trying to reverse this market right now, sitting doing nothing. So we have not got any long signal, and the market keep going down. And the problem is it bottom up. There is no more trades, so I cannot call short again on those trades. Too risky to call a trade on the short. However, if you are aggressive, you can take a short at below the number. You can, if you are aggressive, you can take the short, but it's going to be 8 out of 10, very risky. So I will not advise you to take a short, but you have one at 709 on the ES. You can right there at the low. You can take a short trade, but it is a very, very high risk at 709. Extremely high risk. If you prefer to sit on the side, sit on the side, because this is a very high risk. It's way oversold. Folks, there is nothing anymore, but I'm gonna trying to find anything we can come into beside this one here. I cannot find any entry manual. I cannot find any entry. So I'm just curious when the DAX is gonna close that trade. It's automated, so I'm gonna let it close. I'm not watching the DAX. And the ES also, I'm interested in when it's gonna close this trade because it's already overdone. And also for the YM, it is also done. So just waiting to see when it's going to close. I'm not gonna interfere with it. I'm just gonna see once the market close on the YMES. That means the party is over to the downside. So we're just watching very carefully. And it is a 3 minute. This is a very serious time frame. So it's not a big time frame, but it is a serious time frame. I'm just wondering when they're gonna close. I'm not gonna keep talking. I'm gonna turn off the microphone, and I will gonna stay until I see some signal or I see some closing position. Then I will talk. I just gonna be quiet. I cannot. I'm not gonna be calling any short trade right now. It's way overdue with the short trade. So I'm looking for a long trade. I don't want to call it short trade. So I cannot see at the moment anything worse to short out. It's way overdue. So I'm gonna sit on the side, and if we get the long signal, I will let you know. All right. If you are thinking about taking long on the ES, you gotta be careful. I tell you why. If you notice on the ES, there is a resistance line at 27, 12, 14, and a projection at 15.50. So that's mean your chances about taking long in here is impossible. It is 8 out of 10 you're gonna lose that trade. So whoever thinking going long in here, you gotta be thinking twice. This one here, it is double resistant plus projection, and this is it's gonna take a lot of buyers. Look, you see how the market came in exactly to the 1250 and got rejected. Because if you look here at the blank chart, you see, Sam, why you're not closing that trade? This is just a knowledge. If you are on an automated trading and you're thinking about closing position, wait, and let's see if this market able. Now we broke the first defense. Let's see if it's gonna survive the resistance line at 14 level, and then it's gonna survive the projection at 15 level. You see, let's look at this ES bar where it stopped. So let's see if there is potential to not be projected from the 1550. And then we call long trade on the ES. I need to see those first before I'm calling a long trade on the ES. I need to see those. Confirm. If this one able to break it, then we have a long trade here. Closed. Once it's a closed position, a closed. This YM, get it out of the way. ES closed position, get it out of the way. We are going for a long. We have a new signal. You see, I love it. We have a new signal. Try to put it at 17 level, limited price. Then the RTY, the Russell, is going to follow. So let's leave it. There's a resistance level at 17. Put it right above the 17, 1725. 1725 is a good entry on the ES. Follow on the sim. We're not responsible for your trade. This resistance line. $17.50 or $17.25. Because you have the resistance at 17 level. So we'll put it right above the 17.50. Let's see. when the market hit the target, if we noticed on the market analyzer, we had around 700 ticks in the profit. If you look at the market analyzer right now, you have the 30-year treasury bond on the same direction as an ES. And now we have the YM, NASDAQ, NES, and the 30-year treasury bond are on the same direction. So what is telling us which one is wrong? You see, so you can see immediately. You don't have to be a wizard in the trading that there is something wrong. Something wrong, not with your software. Something wrong the way this market is taking direction is 1136, and every time you see the market is unsynchronized together, it's not going on the proper direction, then you start see volatility, and you start your auto trade and your manual trading going disaster. And to simplify, it's not that easy, but to simplify it for a guy, because I don't want to show just numbers. I want to know why, how come we made money half an hour ago, and how come right now everything start turning to red like a Christmas tree. And it's a very simple. We had an entry on the 30-year treasury bond, a new entry, because we were short on the 30-year treasury bond. And we have a buy entry on the 30-year treasury bond. And this is very funny. The ES and the NASDAQ and the YM going on the same direction with the 30-year treasury bond. This is not going to happen. The bond is also a very strong market, that making the market re-dive again. And that's why comes in line what I said. I took that, it didn't come up, so we came out to that number here, 17,150, and I have it 1650, so I canceled that trade. But this is where I was scared of the first now become a support, a resistance, and a projection, and it fell on the ES. That's exactly what happened. So now we're trying to climb one more time, but I don't like it, so I'm staying away from this trade. So it is a very hard day, and you can see how hard it is sometimes to nail the market by not having knowledge what's going on. Should I call that trade long? No, it's too late for that. We have a new signal on the 30-year treasury bond that is going to ignite the ES. We have a new signal on the 30-year treasury bond. Is a sell entry at 44.21. The target is 44.08. Now we can see it is synchronizing. Now the 30-year treasury bond is going the opposite direction, and now the YM, NASDAQ, and ES going, and now look, it's all in the clearance right now. And this is really, if you wanted to take a trade, now it is back to synchronize on 1750, and let's see what will happen on this one here. This one here, there's a new signal, and keep hammering to the downside. That is going to give us a boost to go up with the NASDAQ. And look, it's about to, we just got this new signal, and it's about to hit this target. We are 6 ticks in that trade. Extremely hard sometimes to aim the market when the market is not synchronizing. There is a lot of sales coming on the treasury bond. That is going to make your ES going up a little, struggling on 27, 20, 50. But We'll try. At least we get one trade. The 2050, if we break the 2050 on the ES, then we are on a free ride. If we notice, because there is a selling on the 30-year treasury bond, that is giving us the okay to take that ES. Look, it's about to hit the target. That give us indication there is more buy-in coming on the ES. And if you notice, we hit the target on the 30-year treasury bond. Immediately, within seconds, hit the target, 11 tick, 343. Immediately, we went from 44.21 to 44.08. Hit it immediately on that. This is very good. If you are too nervous about this trade on the ES, just go ahead, either close it, you made 125, or do like what I do. You put it a +1 tick and leave it. Leave it. Okay, there we go. There's a free ride. I tell you when to stop. I tell you when to exit. $237, $250. So we did not walk away for free today, but all this is the best I can do on today. Being difficult day. I don't use a trading stop, either break even +1 tick or make a good trade out of it. I don't see anything else. So you can see yourself, even if you have so many years on your back, sometimes it's going to take you forever, sometimes to find a trade. It takes you forever sometimes. It has to be good standard. So look, now we got a reversal, R7 on the ES. So if you are on that trade, take it out, close it. There is nothing we can do anymore on that ES. +1 tick, and this is it. This is the way I do it. Do it the way you want it. Use a trailing stop, whatever. But as long as you know you are in free ride, I'll leave it. I'm not gonna close position on 50 and 75 bucks or $100. I'm still hoping that this market, it will be going again, or otherwise I don't mind to close that trade on 1 ticket plus. That's me, but you can do whatever you want. You see why? You see why? Because that is, it's gonna make it different. That's why I hate trailing stop. Once you hit a trade +1 tick, leave it alone, and you decide when you want to get it out. Because when you do a +1 tick, you're on a free ride. It's not costing you anything anymore. So why you need to sell out a good entry for $100 or $50 or $120? Just leave it. I've had times where come back and knock me out of the trade. This is the name of the game. Or sometimes you will have a breakout, because I'm not making a bet on the entry. What I'm doing, I'm making a bet on the resistance line 2050. The resistance line 2050, if we break it out, we have a very good potential to go to the second level is 23.25. This is a lot of different in the trade. So staying close in the trade on $300, there is a good potential to close it on $3 or $5 or $700. So for me, it is either I'm gonna get out of that one plus one take, or I'm gonna get my trade, because I don't want to go back into the market again. Very cautiously, like what I said at the beginning of that video, the more you expose yourself, the more you are looking for trouble. So if I decided to take a trade, has to be a little bit reasonable and not to jump in everywhere. And once I get in the trade, I'm gonna stay on that trade, either way. I want to suck the juice out of that trade. So if this ES is gonna come and knock me down plus one take, I'm not gonna get my feeling hurt. But I'm making a bet on the 2050. This is the resistance, and if we can break that resistance, we have a good potential to make another 5 points on that trade. So it's not worth it to sell out a trade for $50. That's my opinion. This is each person has his own style, but this is mine. There we go. I'm no longer concerned about the entry as much I'm concerned about the 2050 resistance line. Notice, guys, when the 30-year Treasury bond, this one here was in red, the market analyzer. Once they start going the bonds on a different direction, immediately we are up 200 ticks. Immediately, the whole market fundamental has changed. The whole market momentum has changed, and this is where keep your eye on your market analyzer to make sure that they are in sequence. For those institutional numbers, let me show you what happened on the CL. As I told you, those are institutional targets. And look what happened on the CL. We hit target 2. Most of the time, we hit target 2 between 11 and 12. Profit taking, coming back to target 1. And now it's going back to target 2. That comes in right in line. It's 11:49 right now. It comes in right in line with 12 o'clock lunchtime. This is how those numbers are accurate. You don't need to be trader, but those numbers are very important, whether you are auto trading or you are manual trading. Those numbers can give you exactly, that's it. We're done with that. I'm not going to reverse it. So, guys, that's all what we have for today. It was a very hard day, but at least we didn't lose money on any of those today. Thank you very much. God bless you all, and see you. I'll try tomorrow. I'm not sure, but I'll try tomorrow, Friday, to go one more round on the live. Thank you. Bye.